Adam, thank you for being here.
Thanks, Rachel.
So, Young Mining Professionals just honored you with the Peter Munk Award. Obviously, Peter Munk is the founder of Barrick, but he's done a number of businesses before Barrick. And you and the Lundin family also have had multiple, endeavors before founding what Lundin Mining is.
Yes.
What have you learned from your father and from your grandfather that has essentially founded who you are today with running Lundin Mining?
I think what my grandpa and dad taught me is, you can't be discouraged. I think everyone's going to be, give you words of caution, but when you have conviction, you have to go for it, and you have to have unwavering conviction. The commodity space is cyclical.
It's tough.
It's very tough. And I think when you're onto something and you believe in it, you got to keep pushing forward no matter the weather or the storms ahead. Just keep pushing.
Now, one thing that I learned about you and your brother, Jack, when I was researching you guys, is that you emphasize humility. Why is that so important?
I think it's very important to stay grounded. You can't get ahead of yourself. You're going to have good times, you're going to have bad times. Enjoy the good times, push through the bad times, and make sure you have a good team around you so you can be able to work together. If you're CEO or chairman or whatever the role, you got to be able to give credit to the team, and you got to be able to take the bad and wear that and be able to push forward.
What makes a good team?
I think trust. You got to be able to trust each other. Everyone's going to have their responsibilities, but no one can be too good to not, help someone else out. If I got to get somebody a coffee, if I got to go line cutting, if I have to go into the field, you don't put yourself in a box. You got to help each other with all the roles to be able to move the organization forward.
So tonight you won the Peter Munk Award. Peter Munk is an entrepreneur who pushed boundaries within the mining industry. So he essentially helped shape financing in the industry. Attracting new capital in mining is tough. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious to understand from your perspective what you're doing to essentially attract new capital to mining.
I think attracting new capital is always tough, and raising money is tough, and getting financing to build projects or finance exploration projects is tough. You have to be able to promote the story. You can't oversell it. You got to leave enough room where everybody's going to have a win, and you just got to be realistic. You got to state the challenges, you got to state the upside, and you have to deliver, and you have to hold yourself and your team accountable.
So why do you think tonight you were awarded the Peter Munk Award?
I think Jack and I were awarded this award because, we're third generation, we're moving the family business forward, and we're trying to do it by example. We're not sitting back somewhere. We want to be on the front lines with the team. I was up there accepting the award, and I give the credit to the team. Like, what makes the Lundin Group special is the people in the Lundin Group. And if you have the right people and you can push it forward, everybody has success together. Yeah, maybe the name's on the door, but it's not possible to win awards without the team. So you got to do it together.
I think one thing that I think of when I think of the Lundin family is you've been in it for 30 years. What do you bring to the table that's, modernized and different that you want to kind of publicize and talk about to your new investor group?
I think it's not doing that much different. Like, I should probably be more involved in AI or technology. But for me, what was just taught from my grandfather and father was just leading by example. And I think just carrying that forward, what they taught me, is going to allow us to have continued success.
My last question to you before we wrap it up is, I think the mining industry is one of those industries that when I talk to my friends, they have no idea what it is, right? It's a leading industry in Canada, yeah, a country we're sitting in right now, but they don't understand what it is. What do you wish the mining industry would advance in as we look towards the future?
I think we got to be not afraid to speak about our successes. You got to acknowledge your failures, but we should be open. Like the ripple effect from mining and what it does for local communities and people at the mine and around the mine, who should be the biggest benefiters of the success of a development project or exploration project or producing mine, is making sure that those local communities benefit the most, those host nations benefit the most. And I think we should be vocal about that, and we should be able to speak about it more. I think we've always been quiet and just in the background having our success, but no one's really understood what we've been doing and the benefits that it's brought to society. So I think we should take more initiative, and a lot of time that's not comfortable. It takes a lot of time to move a project forward, and maybe you're fatigued, but it's important to go out there in the public and say, we achieved this, the team achieved this. You know, coming from Ecuador and seeing the local communities around us, seeing the schools sprouting up, seeing the local businesses sprouting up, we should be very vocal about that and show that and be proud.
Well, Adam, I have one follow-up question actually. What is a myth about the industry and the industry that you're in that you wish people would see and understand the truth about?
I think the myth is that the only people benefiting from the sector is the corporation, and that's completely false. Like, being a third generation of a successful natural resource family, me and Jack continue to do it. And especially the most rewarding thing is seeing the benefits it brings. If that's a shareholder who's had a success, who's able to pay for their kid to go to school, or if a local community allowing their child to go to school for the first time, or allowing just society to move ahead. I think the myth is, oh, the corporation benefits and no one else benefits. And I think that's complete crap. Everybody benefits, and the biggest benefiters, again, like I've been saying, it has to be the local communities around the site and everyone else around it. And if you have success, it brings so many people forward, not just your shareholders, but all the stakeholders around you.
I have an encore question.
Please.
So we said third generation, your grandfather Adolf?
Yeah.
Adolf to
Yeah.
Lucas, your father, and to yourself and your brothers. What is a lesson that you've learned from them that was applicable to you as, let's say like a 20-year-old just entering the industry to you now in your mid or early 30s?
I think the biggest thing was like, if you just think back or think and sit back and think things are just going to happen, it's not going to happen. You assume something or think, oh, that's being taken care of. You have to go out and do it. You can't just think things are going to happen by themselves. You got to be on the front line. You got to be pushing yourself. You got to be pushing your team, and you got to do it together. And they just taught me, everything in life, and that if you want to make something happen, you have to go out and do it and be on the front lines.
Do it yourself?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Rachel.